Welcome, daring explorers of the supernatural, to another chilling episode of the Haunted Hollywood Channel. Tonight, we dive into the disturbing intersection where reality and nightmares meet, where documented tales of terror are carved into the silver screen. There's no such thing as ghosts? Really, how can you be so sure? We've all seen something strange in the corner of our eye, or heard a sound or a voice that couldn't possibly be real, could it? Maybe our world lies on the boundary between the living and the dead that is as thin as a spider's web. Join us as we reveal the top 5 most accurate paranormal movies, each a sinister reflection of documented hauntings that defy reason and shred the fabric of reality. From the misty lanes of Enfield to the cursed house in Amityville, these films do more than frighten. They shake us with their truth. Each tale meticulously documented through eyewitness testimonies beckons you to inhabit the lives of those who endured the unendurable. So grab your popcorn, dear listener, and dim the lights. Prepare to be transported to a world where fact is often more frightening than fiction, as we unravel the mysteries behind these cinematic masterpieces. Remember, the truth is out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting to be discovered. This is Haunted Hollywood, and these are the top 5 most accurate paranormal movies based on documented cases. Our countdown begins with the Enfield Haunting, a British miniseries that meticulously recounts the infamous Enfield poltergeist case of the late 1970s. The story centers on the Hodgson family, who live in the council house in Enfield, London. The family, particularly the 2 young daughters, experienced a series of terrifying events, including levitation, strange voices, and furniture moving on its own. The case drew the attention of the Society for Psychic Research and garnered extensive media coverage. Paranormal investigators Maurice Grosse and Guy Leon Playfair documented these occurrences, adding credibility to the chilling reports. Over 30 eyewitnesses, including neighbors, journalists, and police officers, reported strange occurrences such as furniture moving on its own, knocking sounds, and objects flying across the room. Some even claimed to have seen Janet Hodgson levitate. Interestingly, Janet later admitted to faking some incidents out of her desire for the attention on their family to end, as the constant attention and investigation became stressful for the Hodgsons. She specifically confessed to faking some of the recorded voices in order to satisfy the curious who wouldn't leave empty-handed. However, she maintained that the haunting was very real and terrifying. The miniseries excels in capturing the eerie atmosphere of the Hodgson home and the relentless nature of the poltergeist. It stays true to the documented experiences of the Hodgson family, and the investigators offering viewers a gripping and authentic portrayal of one of the most famous hauntings in British history. The actor Timothy Spall's portrayal of Maurice Grosse added emotional depth to the show, highlighting Grosse's personal grief over his daughter's death, which motivated his involvement in the case. Creeping in at number 4 is The Exorcism of Emily Rose, a film that blends horror with courtroom drama to tell the tragic story of Anneliese Michel. Anneliese, a young German woman, underwent 67 exorcisms, believing she was possessed by multiple demonic entities. Her case became infamous after her death from malnutrition and dehydration in 1976, leading to a legal battle against the priest and her parents. The subsequent trial resulted in the conviction of the parents and 2 priests for negligent homicide in 1978. This case highlighted the tension between religious beliefs and medical science, sparking debates that continue to this day. The film changes her name to Emily Rose and portrays both the supernatural elements of her story and the subsequent trial. Jennifer Carpenter's haunting performance as Emily is particularly notable for its physical intensity. Carpenter performed many of the contorted body movements herself, without the use of special effects. To prepare for the role, she worked with a contortionist and studied footage of people with epilepsy and schizophrenia to inform her performance. The Exorcism of Emily Rose balances faith and skepticism, combining a dual narrative structure, switching between supernatural events and courtroom drama. It provides a thought-provoking exploration of the boundaries between mental illness and possession. It stays true to the harrowing events that inspired it while offering a nuanced perspective on this controversial case. At number 3, we have The Haunting in Connecticut, a film based on the terrifying experiences of the Snedeker family. In the 1980s, the Snedekers moved into a former funeral home in Southington, Connecticut, only to encounter disturbing paranormal activity. The family reported seeing apparitions, experiencing violent physical attacks, and discovering a dark history tied to the house's previous use. The Snedeker family's experiences were documented by Ed and Lorraine Warren, famous paranormal investigators whose involvement added a layer of credibility to the haunting claims. The Warrens' reputation in the field of paranormal investigation stems from their involvement in many high-profile cases over decades, including the Amityville and Enfield hauntings. The film effectively captures the family's descent into fear and madness, emphasizing the sinister atmosphere of the funeral home. It ghoulishly clings to the documented events and testimonies of the Snedeker family, creating a spine-chilling narrative that blurs the lines between reality and the supernatural. The movie highlights the psychological toll on the family, especially Carmen Snedeker, who was reportedly the most affected by the haunting. While Carmen experienced severe psychological distress, specific details about her treatment or potential institutionalization are not verified. It's worth noting that while The Haunting in Connecticut emphasizes the funeral home's sinister history, including suggestions of necromancy and desecration of corpses, there's no verified evidence of such foul play beyond the family's claims. Our second cinematic specter is the Amityville Horror, a film that has become synonymous with haunted house stories. The movie is based on the experiences of the Lutz family, who moved into a house in Amityville, New York, where a gruesome crime had taken place. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue was the site of the DeFeo family tragedy, where Ronald DeFeo Jr. laid waste to 6 members of his own family with a .35 caliber weapon. This tragic history set the stage for the Lutz family's haunting experiences. George and Kathy Lutz reported a series of alarming events, including strange odors, unexplainable noises, and inescapable evil presence that drove them to flee the house after just 28 days. The film dramatizes these events, resulting in a captivating yet horrifying story. Its portrayal of the Lutz's ordeal, combined with the real-life tragedy of the DeFeo family, adds a layer of authenticity that few horror films can match. The Lutz's story has been met with skepticism, with some suggesting it was a hoax to profit from the notoriety of the DeFeo's misfortune. However, the Lutzes maintained their account until their deaths. The film's success led to numerous sequels, remakes, and adaptations, cementing its place in horror cinema. Notably among these is the 2005 remake starring Ryan Reynolds. The iconic image of the house with its quarter-moon windows has become a symbol of haunted houses stories, inspiring countless imitations and references in popular culture. And finally, at number 1, is The Conjuring, a film that has redefined modern horror with its blend of suspense and authenticity. Based on the true story of Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators, the movie follows their investigation of the Perron family farmhouse in Rhode Island and the disturbing events the Perrons experienced, including violent spirits and unexplained phenomena. The Warrens' documented accounts and the Perron family's testimonies provided a solid foundation for the film. The Perron family has consistently supported the film's portrayal of their experiences. Andrea Perron, the eldest daughter, wrote a trilogy of books detailing their haunting, titled House of Darkness, House of Light, published between 2011 and 2014. These books served as a primary source for the film, though specific details about how the production team discovered them are not widely known. Directed by James Wan, The Conjuring excels in creating a tense, atmospheric experience that stays true to the real-life events. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson's performances as the Warrens bring depth and credibility to the story. Farmiga spent time with Lorraine Warren to better understand her character, studying her mannerisms and approach to paranormal investigation. This preparation helped Farmiga portray Warren's compassion and conviction in her work, adding an extra layer of authenticity to her performance. Lorraine Warren even visited the set and consulted on the film to ensure accuracy, further cementing the movie's commitment to staying true to the real-life events. This attention to detail and the involvement of the actual people in the case make The Conjuring stand out in both accuracy and scare factors, earning it the top spot on our list of the most accurate paranormal movies based on documented cases. If you haven't already watched these great movies, you're in for a spooky treat, but make sure you're not alone. Our journey into the supernatural may be ending for tonight, but the hauntings never truly stop. Who knows? There might be something watching you right now. If you're as captivated by these tales as we are, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode. There's always another shadow, another whisper, another haunting story waiting to be told.